going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. So today I'm going to have a conversation with you along the lines of just a couple of news bits and pieces that are currently floating around at the moment that I wanted to just have a general chit chat with you about. So the first thing I'm going to start with is Gnonto, and not for the reason that you think. Well, it might be. I don't know. It depends how you feel about it. So it would appear that Gnonto has been... well, it's not that it would appear. It is. Has been the victim of racial abuse on online. The club have said as much, and they've said that they have given that information to the relevant authorities to deal with and to sort it all out. It's just, for me, it's really disappointing that at this point in time, in this day and age, that we are still having this type of conversation with regards to racial abuse. I mean, apart from anything else, it's illegal, and you can get into some serious trouble now because of it. I don't know why people still aren't getting the message that you just shouldn't do something like that. It's ridiculous. It's the similar thing to the taking of the knee before the game starts. On Friday night, they did that at the ground, and it's really disappointing. I mean, there was like a gentleman sat next to me, and he must be 65 odd years old, and he was booing because they were taking the knee. I was applauding it. It's 3 seconds out of a match for them to make a point about racial equality and the problems with racial inequality. That's it. Just literally, just take it for what it is. It goes back to the racial abuse side of things. It seems to be a thing. I don't know if it's just something that's just become, or seeming to become, a little bit more, for whatever reason, socially acceptable for people to think that it's fine to say anything that they want and that there won't be any repercussions because they're saying it behind a faceless profile picture, or saying it as part of an alias and not as part of their own name. And it's just like, well, no, if you say it with your chest and face the repercussions of it, if you're going to be saying stuff like that. It just, like I said, it's just, for me, it's something that's really disappointing. It shouldn't be happening, but sadly it is, and it's infuriating. The other thing to do with Gnonto is his agent decided to have a chat with a media outlet over the weekend in Italy, effectively just saying that Leeds are blocking his client's move to Everton. Sorry, pal, but you've got your player to sign a 5-year deal with no clauses in it whatsoever at all. Not our problem. You signed the contract, so unless a bid comes in that we think is financially acceptable, why would we just let him go? We have our valuation of the player. If he wants to leave, people need to reach that valuation of the player. I think we all know that it's, roughly speaking, about 30 million. Everton, they've bid 4 times now. Everyone's been rejected. They'll come in for a 5th, I believe, and I think that'll probably be in and about where we want it to be. It's just, I don't know how Everton are going to structure the deal because, I mean, they haven't got a pot to pee in at the moment, so we'll just have to wait and see how that one transpires. But we shall see. Hopefully it gets sorted soon, because I'll be honest, I'm tired of it. And I think the team are as well. And I think that reflected, I still blame that Birmingham loss for at Gnonto and his agent's feet for the way that all went around. It's just ridiculous. And putting in a transfer request 90 minutes before a game kicks off, is saying, well, they're blocking our request. What do you expect us to do? Act like grown-ups. That's what I expect you to do. And advise your client professionally, not unprofessionally. I know you see the bag and your percentage that you take away from that sale, but just get your client to act professionally, because nobody's going to want to touch him. It's that simple. Right, moving on. Kamara should be... the move should be done. or getting close to being done. It's now been reported in the Daily Record and also the Sunday Sun. I think it's the Sunday Sun newspaper. £5.5 million deal. It's just in the final throes of just structuring it and getting it sorted out as to how we want it to be, so it's right for us. And then the medical will be agreed. Been down that road before. Until I see a photograph of a picture signing a bit of paper, I'm not going to believe anything. It's that simple. However, the Rangers manager has said that he's not going to play for the team anymore. He's currently training away from the squad. He's not integrated in with the squad. He's in exile, effectively, because he's wanting to have this move. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see how that one goes. Another one from Alan Nixon, Lewis O'Brien from Forest. That's reared its head again, Lewis O'Brien, in terms of a player that we're looking at. It'll be a permanent. I think if it was to happen, I don't think Forest would do it as a loan. They'll need to get players off of their books, considering that they literally they did a Chelsea, but on the cheap. But they'll be needing to balance the books a little bit more, I would have thought. So they'll want a perm for him. So I reckon probably about 10 million I've seen mooted about as a price for him. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one, in terms of if it's going to come off or if it's going to come to anything. And now that we've got 10 days left of the transfer window, we're starting to see a little bit more, rumours in terms of who we're being, put up against and who's being put forward for us, and all these ITK people and all of that kind of stuff are using Leeds a little bit more. And then the next one is that apparently we are in talks over a loan deal with Brighton, and currently I've just hit my mic. Currently, this moment in time, nothing's happened as yet, but it's for Facundo Buonanotte. I hope I've pronounced that right. The Argentinian forward, young guy, young kid. Tevez has apparently said that he sees him as the next Lionel Messi, which is huge praise. We'll just have to wait and see. It's coming from a journalist that's called Victor Bilski, and oddly, make of this what you will, it's just what I've seen on Twitter. There was a chap that put up a picture of him and Farker. He was at Leeds Bradford Airport, but the bit where all the private planes are, and he asked Farker if he could get a selfie, and Farker said yes. But he said that he saw Farker with, and I quote, a South African-looking guy, South American-looking guy, whatever that means, getting into, I think, a Range Rover or a Merc or something, and being whisked off and going to a different direction. So fingers crossed. We'll have to see if that one's going to come out, if that one's actually going to work or not. And last but not least, Cameron Archer is still floating around on various sources. We're not the only one. There's a couple of other clubs that are looking at him as well. But his name with us won't go away. There's a couple of places reporting that we're leading the race for him. I'll believe it when I see it again. I'll believe it when I see players sat down signing a piece of paper agreeing to become a Leeds United player, but we'll have to wait where we are. But that's going to do it for this one. Yeah, that's it. Nothing else to report so far. I hope you've enjoyed it. Have clicked the like button if you're new to the channel. Please also don't forget to subscribe and put the notifications on if you do want to see videos from me on a regular basis. Share it far and wide, however you want to do it. But thank you ever so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. We will see you on the next one. Take care.